Hello, what's up, guys? Yes, that's right, it's me. I'm back. I'm feeling good about myself. I feel good about my life. I think I'm gonna make another YouTube video. This channel has had a little bit of a hiatus just because I used to live in Iowa and now I live in Colorado. So this is my first video from Colorado. For the very first thing I'm gonna do in this new video, I'm going to show off my record label, Records Recordings. Yes, this is a record label I started with my friends Newt Grundy last year in 2022. And if you've ever liked the music you hear on my channel, all of that music was made by me and my friends. All of that music is going to be right here on the Records Recordings Bandcamp. We have 8 artists. We have me, my solo project, Erases Eraser. We also have my friend Newt Grundy, my friend Henry Knolenberg, my band Tantrum Throwers. We're also going to have Henry and Jaden's band Spider Cake is on here too. We have my friend Jonah, Nimbus Away, and my girlfriend Kristen Critical. She's on here too, and we might be adding some more artists soon. So yeah, please check out my record label, Records Recordings, on Bandcamp. There is a lot of great music on there. And you know what time it is. The more things change, the more they stay the same. If there's anyone out there at all who appreciates my work, appreciates these videos, appreciates what I do, please consider sponsoring me on GitHub. Yes, there will be a link to my GitHub sponsors in the description of this video, along with a link to my my record label here. But yeah, these are the reasons why I need some money. I would really appreciate it. You can choose, you have total control over how much money you want to give me. If you want to give me a one-time donation or a monthly subscription, it's totally up to you, and really anything helps. So, yes, I really appreciate it. But yeah, in this video, I'm going to be showing off and am talking about my Z shell configuration. Yeah, so anytime I open a terminal, like right here, and I type ls, I type all types of commands, and this is my Z shell. I used to use bash for like 9 years or something. From when I first started doing Linux as a teenager up until like a couple years ago, I just used bash because that was the default, that's what was there. Bash comes pre-installed with every Linux distro ever. It's a very old shell, but yeah, I switched to Z shell a couple years ago. And when I started doing Z shell, I used this framework. Oh my ZSH. This is a very helpful and very beginner-friendly project. I would recommend this project. I myself personally moved away from this just because I thought it was just so bloated. There's so many themes and plugins and all types of stuff involved in this project, and it's just every time I open a terminal, this thing is going to decide what it's going to open, what it's going to load, and I need my shell to be fast, like lightning fast. If there's any noticeable delay when opening a terminal, like I can't have that. See, I open a new terminal and bam, I'm ready to go. I'm doing all types of stuff. bam. You know, I'm just ready to go. So I moved away from this framework. It is a really nice framework, and it definitely helps people, you know, people like me to move away from Bash and into the Z shell. The fish shell is also a really cool shell. I have that installed. A lot of my plugins and stuff that I have included in my Z shell config, my Z shell RC here, a lot of that stuff is based on the fish shell, like the syntax highlighting, the completion, the tab completion. You know, if you hit tab, there's a little menu down here. But yeah, I like the fish shell. I might switch to the fish shell someday, but I've been working really hard on my Z shell configuration. So this is Z shell right here. As you can see, there's nothing. I'm in my home directory. This little prompt is the little chevron arrow, you know, pointing to the right. I can just type commands, you know, and I can just do stuff. This over here on the right, I don't know if you've noticed, this is the current working directory. So I'm just in my home directory right now. If I change into, you know, documents, you know, and look at the documents, it's going to say documents over here. This Z shell theme that I like to use is called typewritten. It's kind of a small project. It doesn't have a whole lot of stars on GitHub, but this is just a standalone ZSH prompt. You know, I never liked fiddling with my Z shell prompt. I used to use a totally different prompt when I used oh my ZSH, you know. And I just used that prompt for the longest time, but I really like this one. I mean, if I go into a Git repository, oh wait, you know, over here it's going to show me the name of the directory and the branch that this Git repo is on. And you know, if I make a new file like test.txt, it's going to show me a little question mark, or it will show me, you know, a different colored character based on the status of the Git repository. So typewritten, this theme is by Riobin. It has 21 contributors. It's pretty nice, really. It's nothing else. It's just a standalone Z shell theme. You could probably use it with another theme or other plugins, but yeah, I have that loaded. So I've created a directory in my home directory just called .zsh, and I have all of my plugins, the Git repos for my Z shell plugins. Those are all in here. So I have quite a few. Almost all of these plugins are completely necessary. Some are just very handy or very helpful, and I like to have them installed because they help my user experience of using Z shell. Yeah, I use this typewritten theme. But I'm going to talk about this code. This ls that I have here, that is the Rust program LSD, or LS Deluxe, which shows the icons and stuff. But as for the code, I just have some generic stuff here. I use a program called Vivid to generate the ls_colors variable, which, as you know, on any Unix or Linux shell, the variable ls_colors determines what color each of these file names or file types gets, you know. So I just assign that to the output of this command and choose a color theme. Now this stuff, completion styles, I'll show you what this is. So if I type a command like, vim, and I don't know what file I want to open up for editing, you can just press tab, and this will bring up the tab completion menu. As you can see, it says file right here, and it has an underline to show me which option in the menu is selected. So I can use tab to go forward in the menu. I can do a shift tab to go back in the menu, and I have also configured it to accept the arrow keys. So I can use the arrow keys to to navigate this tab completion menu. Or, if I don't know what commands I want to type, I'll just type the first letter of a command and hit tab, and it's going to say, do you wish to see all 133 possibilities? And I'm going to hit tab again, and it's going to show me this big list of commands, and it prints these descriptions here. So these are all of the commands I have installed. Not just commands, but aliases and stuff too, that start with F. This is everything that starts with F. You could just run fd, the new Rust find command, but that's what this part of my ZSH configuration is for. It's for the tab completion menu, basically. Something else that's really cool, what this first line does is if I want to kill a process, I can just type kill, and if I don't know the PID of the process, I can just hit tab, and it shows me this really nice list of all of my currently running processes. The PID and the user and the name of the process. So I picked up that from somewhere. That is really cool. Yeah, a lot of these are really cool. I mean, they just specify, it prints this little description in yellow here. If it can't find the thing that you're trying to type, it'll say no matches found in red here, because that's right there. And yes, my Z shell config is a literate config. It's a zshell.org file. So all of the code for my Z shell RC is within the contents of this file. I have set a few options here, like auto CD. That's the option where you can just type a directory name and it switches to it. That's really nice. If I type in the name of the directory, I probably want to switch to that directory. Now these are aliases that are wrapped in a conditional if statement here. So this code determines if I'm actually sitting at my computer or if I'm logged in over SSH. Here's a big table listing all of my aliases. I just have a shitload of aliases that are 1 to 4 letters each, and they do all kinds of different things. I update this list all the time. I update my aliases. I should probably change some of them. But I like to be quick about stuff. You know, if I'm in a Git repo, you know, I just type GS for Git status, and it's going to show these question marks by test.txt. I just want to press I, you know, and look at TIG, the interactive Git client. If I type GL, that means I want to git log. So I'll type that, and it prints this this really nice commit history for the repository. Now if I want to type GA, that's git add test.txt. Now the right hand side of my my Z shell prompt, it changed from a question mark to a green plus. That means I have a file in the staging area. But you know, if I want to make a commit, I would just do GCM. You know, this is a shorthand for git commit m. So if I want to make a commit, I'll just do a commit. Whoa. I'll worry about that later. I guess I can't commit right now. But yeah, this is fun. I have a lot of functions here, like pf. If I want to search the list of running processes, like pf mpv, this is going to return any processes in the list that have the string mpv. So this process right here is running my my face right here. So that's what this pf function does, and if I just type pf without a name, it's going to give me an error, and it's going to return false, which is the number 1. This left-hand side of my prompt, it turns red if the previous command gave me an error, and it also tells me the error code, which is something that I really, really like. You know, a lot of shell prompts are really fancy, and you got the power line stretching all the way across, and like, I really don't need that much information. You know, I don't need to see the entire path to my current working directory. Like, you know, I know the path. I don't need to see it every time. I don't need to see the time either. I have a clock down here. Here's some other functions I made for various reasons. They just do various things. Here's another big list of aliases. I have just about every letter of the alphabet assigned to an alias. Some of these aliases take arguments. Like, I got some pictures on here. You know, if I want to look at a picture in a sway image, I'll just press Q. I'll do Q, my ZSH prompt, plugins and config. You know, that will open up the thumbnail for this video in sway image. If I want to look at an entire directory, I would type QW and the name of a directory that has pictures in it, like pictures. You know, and that's going to open up sway image, and you know, I can scroll through all of these images with my my mouse wheel. So that's cool. I recently switched my terminal from the Foot terminal over to Alacrity, because the Foot terminal was just giving me, it was printing out these weird characters. Like, when it really shouldn't have been. Like, if I was running foot and I wanted to open up a file in Vim, I would just type something like that and hit enter, and there would be all this weird stuff. Just weird characters going on across the screen. So that's why I switched to Alacrity. Yep. I have some aliases where the entire purpose of it is to restart my my waybar. So like if I typed sy, that will restart the waybar for Hyperland. I'll type that and the waybar goes away and then it comes back. I'm really happy with my new Hyperland rice, by the way. I've been trying out these rounded corners. But yeah, this is just a short video about my my Z shell configuration. If you want to take a look at this complete org document, it's available in my .files repository. Oh, I hate this new GitHub interface. They keep changing stuff. Yeah, my .files repository. It's all going to be right here, so you could just go to my .files repo. I'm going to have a link to that in the video description too, and click on ZSH down here, and that will take you to my my Z shell configuration. This is the part of the config where I source all of the plugins. So these are all of the plugins that I use. I have the official Z shell community plugins, the auto suggestions, the syntax highlighting, the history substring search, which is where if you just type, test and go up and down, it will show you all of the commands that you've done that have the word test in them. So that's pretty cool. And I just include all of that stuff here. This is really all you have to do to use a Z shell plugin. You just have to source the main source file of the plugin. And as you can see, all of these are located in my my .zsh directory. And I've added a bunch of key bindings here. This first one with the Z is for the Shift Tab key binding. So if I type Vim and it gives me the completion menu, I can type Tab, or I can press Shift Tab and go back. I also have the bindings for the arrow keys, and I also have a Control Z and Control Y for undo and redo. Those are like universal key bindings that even the normies know about. For Microsoft Word, they know Control Z is undo. So really, this block of code makes my shell just a lot more interactive and user-friendly, and it makes it a lot easier to get stuff done. Yeah, I've completely migrated away from the bloated and bulky oh my Z shell, and I just have this one config file now. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. And I do the thing that DistroTube does, where if you close out of a terminal or open a new terminal, it gives you the the ASCII art and the colors, because I think that's neat. But yeah, this is a short video just about my Z shell configuration. This document is on my .files repository, and it's also on my GitHub Pages site, so you can also look at it there. But yeah, guys, I'm doing fine in Colorado, and sorry it's been so long for me to, make a new video, and I'm happy to see that I'm still gaining subscribers, and well, thanks for watching. Like, I really appreciate it. Anyway, my name is Tanner Babcock. This is a video about my Z shell configuration.